seated position. If the audio or video cut out, you just say something. Otherwise, let's just settle into this place, into this space, maybe closing our eyes as we start to pay attention to our breath. Let's begin just by focusing on the inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and just take a few cycles of breath at your own pace, just settling into this part of the world, this slice of life, this moment in time, the most important moment in time, which is now. Good, and maybe setting an intention here with your breath as you inhale, exhale, and find that focus, that mantra, that thing to hold on to in this practice for the next hour or so. Good, on the next inhale, we're going to raise both of our hands above our head, arms framing the head, so maybe your biceps on either side of your ears. You don't want to go too far forward, you don't want to go too far back. You really want those arms just to frame the face, frame the head. Good, and then as we exhale, we're going to drop our right arm to our side and find a gentle side bend, reaching that left hand over. And in this stretch, you're really looking to root that left hip bone into the earth as you open up the left side body without collapsing into the right side. And then as you inhale, come back to center. And exhale to the second side. Looking to really root that right hip bone into the earth to find a little bit of length all along that right side body. Breathing into the sensation of tightness, stiffness that you may be feeling right now. Good. Inhale back brings you back to center. And exhale, hands to either side. Hands on your knees. We're just going to do a little bit of neck work. So we're going to drop that ear, the left ear to the left shoulder. Just letting that right side neck open up. Good. We'll come back to that side in a moment, but as you inhale, come to center. And exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder, opening up the left side of the neck. Good. And then on the next inhale, come back to center. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your right arm out to the side. So we're going to do the same neck stretch, this time bringing the right arm out. And notice how the right arm dropping the right shoulder down. Notice how that shape of the arm makes this slightly different. Dropping the left ear to the left shoulder blade. And if you want more, you can bring that right arm down, but do so slowly. Notice that it's really easy to fall out of position here. And if you want a little bit more, maybe the left arm comes up to the right side of the head and gently tugs the head to the left. Do so gently though. Notice how if you put too much strain or effort on the neck, it complains. And it's because your neck has better things to do than be injured. It's got such a responsibility. Good. Release your head with your left hand if you've got it. Bring your head to center and bring your arms to your knees, and just notice the asymmetry between one side of the neck and the other. And then on the next inhale, we'll bring the left arm out to the side, dropping the shoulder blade back and down as we bring our right ear to the right shoulder. And it's important here to bring the ear to the shoulder rather than bringing the shoulder to the ear. Maybe lowering that left hand a little if you need a little more. And maybe bringing the right hand to the left side of the head if you need a little bit more. Breathing into the tightness. Bringing awareness to the parts of your body that are stiff and sore. Good, and then as you inhale, releasing the head, bringing your hands down to either side of your knee. Next, we're going to interlace our hands. Sit back a little bit for this. Interlace our hands, stay in seated position. And we're just going to bring the hands up above our head. And notice how, it's really weird to look at yourself in the camera for this. That doesn't feel as centered as it looks. That looks way more centered than it. All right. And notice how the shoulders love to creep up here. So try and bring those shoulder blades back and down without bringing the forehead forward. So you really want to, again, you keep those ears framed by your biceps. Good, and then as you inhale, open your heart forward, taking almost a slight back bend. And then as you exhale, bring your hands forward, doming your shoulder blades, coming forward almost into a seated cat position. Inhale up. Exhale, cat. Inhale up. Exhale, cat. Good, and then inhale back to center. And then bring your hands behind your skull. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your hands to the base of the skull and just lean your head a little forward to open up the back of the neck. So don't put too much pressure here, but you're looking to open the muscles in the cervical spine. Good, and then inhale, release. And exhale, come forward into a tabletop position. Good. On the next inhale, you're going to bring your left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle, bringing your left arm through the window of your right. Maybe bringing your left ear to the ground. And enjoying this gentle side twist. Good. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, bringing your right arm back to a chaturanga position as you open your left arm up into the sky. And exhale, bringing the left hand down. Good. Inhale brings that right arm up and back. And exhale, thread the needle, coming down to second side. Good. Inhale, open your right arm up to the sky. And exhale down. To open up the calves, you're just going to bring your left foot back, toes to the earth, rocking gently back and forth, noticing how your calf likes to tighten up, especially when you go for a run or if you sit at a desk all day. Isn't it weird that it tightens up either way? Good, and then on the next inhale, raise that left foot up to the sky. Trying to keep the legs straight without dropping your belly to the earth. So you really want to keep that lower back protected by activating the core. And then as you inhale, maybe opening the right arm up and forward, finding your balance here. You can stay here, or you can bend your left knee, opening your right arm out and grabbing the outside edge of the left foot with your right hand. And then use the energy of pushing the top of your foot into your hand to open your heart forward, remembering always to protect that lower back by activating the core just a little bit. Good, and then exhale, release to the ground. And then switch to the second side. Right foot back, toes to the earth. Maybe rocking back and forward as you open up the back of the leg, back of the hamstring, calves. Inhale, raise that right leg up to the sky. And then maybe bringing that left arm forward if your balance is treating you well today. You can leave your hands down if you feel unstable in this pose. I know I often do. And then maybe you bend your right knee and reach back with your left hand to grab the outside edge of the right foot. Opening your heart forward. Getting a gentle shoulder opener in this lovely warm-up pose. Exhale, release, hands, feet to the ground. And we're just going to come into puppy pose. A puppy pose, you walk your hands forward. This is a shoulder opener. So you really want to keep your shoulders back and down to protect your rotator cuffs primarily. And then open your heart forward, getting an opening in the shoulders, maybe in the upper back. And if it's uncomfortable, try and keep your forehead to the ground here, unless you can really bring your heart solidly down on the earth. This is not a cervical spine opening, so you're really not doing anything. Helpful if you just dump all of your energy into your chin. Good, and then exhale brings you back up to tabletop. And we're going to do a funky cat-cow. So a funky cat-cow, just imagine that you're exploring the inside of a barrel with your chest. So as you inhale, drop your belly to the earth. And then as you exhale, instead of coming straight up into cat, just arch that left side body out to the side really far, exploring the inside of the barrel as you exhale completely in a cat position. And then inhale, come down the other side of the barrel to a cat. And then exhale. And inhale. Going as slowly as you need to explore every moment, every inch of the inside of that barrel. What? I totally can't hear you at all. What was that? All right, and then if we're going one way, then we switch and go to the other direction. Exhale, ending on a cat-like position. And then inhale to a neutral spine. We're going to make our way up to downward facing dog. Maybe we take a break along the way, holding our knees above the earth about an inch or two, or you can just stay in downward facing dog, waiting for us to join you. And then pushing back, hips to the sky, coming into the downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedaling out the backs of the feet. Maybe your calves are feeling much more open. Maybe they still need a little of attention. And then as you inhale, we're going to raise that left foot up to the sky. And exhale, coming forward into Anjaneyasana. Right knee to the earth, opening that right psoas, arms up to the sky. Making sure to zip up that wetsuit by using that connective energy coming from your pelvis all the way up to your sternum to protect your lower back as you open up the right side body. And then as you exhale, straightening that left leg, coming into a half splits position, bending over that left leg. Good. Inhale back to Anjaneyasana for one breath. And then exhale, framing your foot with either hand, tucking your right toes, and doing whatever variation of vinyasa or coming up into an upward up, down, down dog. Maybe you fly into a handstand. Maybe it's too early. And meet us back in downward facing dog. On the inhale, raise that right leg up to the sky. And then exhale, bring that right foot forward, coming into Anjaneyasana on the second side. Remember to keep those shoulder blades back and down. And then as you exhale, straightening that right leg, coming into a half splits on the second side. Good. Inhale back to Anjaneyasana for one inhale. And exhale, hands to either side of the right foot, tucking your left toes, making your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale brings your left foot up to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring the left foot to the outside edge of the mat. I'm going to come into a lizard pose. So lizard pose, your hands are on the inside of your left foot. Maybe your back leg is straight. Maybe you bring your right knee to the earth. If you bring your right knee to the earth, maybe you bring your forearms to the ground, but make sure that you don't lose this opening in your, all over your pelvis really, as you come down. So if you notice that coming down here, you lose some of the integrity of your psoas, maybe you can tuck the back toes. I'm just going to be here for a moment. On the inhale, come back up onto your hands. And we're going to come into corkscrew pose, so bending the right knee, reaching back with your left hand to get out the outside edge of that left foot again. Sort of like we did before, but this time you should get more of a sensation, more of an opening across the quads. Maybe you could bring your heel to your bum. If you can't, that's okay. I clearly can't. And after all, this is a judgment-free class. and in exchange, all I ask is that you reserve judgment for me instead, or in turn. Good. Exhale, releasing the hand, releasing the foot, stepping your way back to downward facing dog, maybe flowing through a vinyasa if that calls to you, but know that you can always just come straight to downward dog. There's no benefit to a vinyasa except to burn off excess energy. Next inhale brings that right foot up. Exhale, right foot forward, coming into lizard on the second side. Again, hands on the inside of your feet, right foot to the outside edge of your mat, maybe coming down to your elbows, maybe not. This side is always a little bit tighter for me, so I can come down now, but I don't always come down all the way. And then maybe on your inhale, coming back up onto your hands for a moment before transitioning into a corkscrew, bending that left knee, grabbing the outside edge of your left foot with your right hand. Maybe opening your heart to the sky here, noticing the difference in the twist. Good, and then exhale, releasing your left foot to the ground, hands to the inside of your foot as you step back and make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, we're just going to step the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge or runner's lunge. I love runner's lunge here. So many things that we could do, but for now, we're just going to do a cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're going to open your heart forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to straighten that left foot, opening up the hamstrings as you cat your back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then inhaling back to neutral. And then exhaling, bringing your right heel to the earth, setting up for a warrior two position. As you inhale, windmilling your arms up to the sky, and coming into a lovely, gentle warrior two. In warrior two, you want to make sure that that left knee is pointed forward over the left foot. You're really opening the inside of your hamstrings here. And you're going to use the outside edge of your right foot to grab into the earth as perhaps you come a little deeper. Good. Inhale, flip that left hand, palm to the sky as you open up into a peaceful warrior. And then stay here for a few breaths, noticing how if you don't change the shape of your legs, you almost get, it's almost a side bend, it's almost a twist as you open your heart to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to the earth, either side of your left foot, as you step forward into a forward fold. And then as you inhale, come all the way up to a standing position. Moment of truth. Yeah! And exhale, palms to prayer in front of you. Multicam, right? Oh, I live in a wonderful world. All right, inhale, hands to the sky. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. And then as you exhale, we're going to come into a crescent moon shape, opening up the left side body one more time. Good. Inhale up to center. Exhale, grab your right wrist with your left hand as you open up into a crescent shape on the second side. Don't fall over. Really pushing that right hip out so that you can come further over. Noticing how I'm not collapsing in the left side body in order to open the right side body. Good. Inhale to center. And exhale, hands to prayer. We're going to come into a tree pose. Inhale, brings the weight into the left foot as you bend your right knee. And then make your way coming into any variation of tree that you like. So the totally acceptable version of tree has your toes on the earth, right ankle just on your left heel, right heel on your left ankle. Or your foot can come to your calf. Or it can come up to the inside thigh. Just don't leave your ankle, don't leave your heel on your knee. Your knee doesn't appreciate that level of attention. And then you can stay here, or you can inhale, letting your branches grow. Opening your arms to the sky, maybe opening your heart. Secret shoulder opener. Good, arms up to the sky on the inhale. And then as you exhale, hands to prayer, you're going to keep that right knee lifted as you bring the right knee forward. This one-legged balance. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you bring that right foot forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Take one breath here, one full breath as you remember your focus, your mantra. And then inhale to the second side. Shifting the weight into your right leg this time as your left foot comes. Maybe your toes stay on the earth. Maybe they come to the inside of the calf. Or maybe they come to the inside of the thigh. Or maybe they go all the way up into a half lotus. And then as you inhale, maybe grow your branches. Open your heart, maybe drop your elbows down into this cactus shape as you get a heart opener, shoulder opener on the second side. And just know that if you fall, there is no judgment in that falling, just an opportunity to learn. That is what yoga teachers say right before we fall, or if you think we're about to fall. Good, inhale, hands to the sky. And exhale, prayer, as you bring that left knee forward, and either staying here or straightening your leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Exhale, hands to either side, Tadasana, or Tadasana, the only way to pronounce that. Inhale, hands to the sky. And exhale, swan dive forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, hands to the earth as you step back and make your way back to a downward facing dog. Maybe you chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Or maybe you just come straight to down dog. Nicely done. Inhale brings that right leg up to the sky. Exhale forward, coming into that low lunge on the second side, or the runner's lunge on the second side. As you inhale, drop your belly, open your heart forward for a cow. And then as you exhale, straighten that right leg into a cat-like position. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat one more time. And then inhaling to a neutral position. Bringing the left heel to the earth this time as you open up and windmill your arms up to warrior two on the second side. And stay here a moment, checking in with making sure that your lower back is protected by activating that core. Making sure that your shoulders are down so that you don't have those gossipy shoulders talking to those gossipy ears. Good. Inhale, flip the palm sky, right hand palm to the sky, and open up into peaceful warrior. Breathing here as you enjoy this side body opener. And then as you exhale, windmilling your arms to the either side of your right foot. This time you're going to turn your right foot so that you're in well, I'm going to turn around because I'm sure this is a terrible view of me, but we're going to open up into a wide-legged pose. Nicely done. Pigeon-toeing the toes just a little so the toes are a little bit closer in than the heels. Inhale, hands to hips, and then exhale, coming into a forward fold. Oops, that's not the button I wanted to push. Where is that button? Here it is. Good. Wide-legged forward fold is such a lovely inversion to take. Maybe you bring your hands to the earth. You can keep your hands under your shoulder blades, or if you want a little bit of a lower back opener, you can open your arms forward and then basically use that opening as you bring your hip back and keep your arms forward to basically open up that whole back of the body. Trying to keep the weight in your feet rather than in your hands. You're really just using your hands to grab the earth and keep it steady. And do us all a favor and keep the earth a little steadier today. Somebody made a joke about earthquakes, and I do not appreciate that. Good. Inhale brings your hands back under your shoulder blades if you weren't there to begin with. And then as you exhale, we're just going to just going to drop your hips to the right side, maybe bringing your left toes off the ground, coming into an archer's pose, just to open up that inside of that left leg. Come into any variation that's comfortable for you here. Then as you inhale, without bringing your hips above where they are right now, we're just going to try and slowly sidle over to archer's pose on the second side. Good. Inhale back to center. Going to come back into archers on the first side one more time. And then moving your hips back to the left as we do archer second side, second time. It's important in this pose that you keep your heel to the earth. So if you need to bring your bum further up to do so, that is totally okay. And then as you inhale, bring your hips back to center, maybe coming all the way up. Inhale, arms to the sky for a star pose. And then exhale to come into horse. You're just going to bring your heels in, bend your knees, and bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Horse pose is great because you can almost just take all of the weight out of your back by moving them into your arms. As you exhale, dip that right shoulder blade in and down for a gentle twist. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the second side. Good. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to come into goddess from here. So you're going to shift your hips forward a little bit as you move your back up, and then arms open to a servant platter-like position. This is my favorite, most powerful pose, which means I usually can't hold it for that long. Whew. Good. Inhale all the way up to star. And exhale, forward fold. Pigeon toeing the toes one more time. Just going to be here for a moment. Good. Then turn your left foot forward. Step your right foot forward to meet the right. Or the other way around. We're just coming to a forward fold at the front of the mat. Good. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, make your way, however you choose, back to a downward facing dog. Good, and then as you exhale, bring your knees to the earth. I know that sounded like an inhale. I just get distracted. Sit back on your toes. You can stay here as a screaming toe pose, or if this is uncomfortable, you can always bring your hips up above your knees to take some of the pressure, but we're really looking to open the bottoms of your feet here. I'll just take a moment here. Screaming toe pose is one of my favorite poses because it's such a bad name for a pose. If they were screaming, how could you sit here like this? Well, maybe they're just protesting because they know it's good for them. Oh, that sounds kind of weird. Let's pretend I didn't make that joke. Good. I'll just be here for 3 more breaths, 3 more yoga teacher breaths. So nicely done. Inhale, maybe come up onto your knees, untuck your toes, and just tap the tops of your feet on the mat to give them a little bit of lifeblood as you have worked them so wonderfully hard today. Good. And then while we're in this position, we're going to open up into camel. So camel can be as simple as bringing your hands to your hips, keeping your pelvis glued to the imaginary wall in front of you. So you don't really want to come back like this. This is super hard on the knees. And keep your hips forward as you open your heart to the sky and back. And the goal here is to keep that lower back protected by activating the core. Noticing that as you activate the core, you might be able to come further and further back. Good. Inhale up. And exhale, sit back on the heels. Good. We're going to do that one more time. If you're comfortable bringing your hands to your heels, we'll do so. Just feel free to transition right into that. If you're not comfortable doing that, well, then just enjoy camel for what it is today. Inhale up onto your knees. Hands on your lower back. Activate that lower core to protect the lower back. As you open the front body, Into camel. Second time. And a great way to activate that lower core is by squeezing an imaginary block between your thighs. This cues the right muscles to engage so that you don't dump all of that energy into your lower back. Good, and then at your own pace, making your way back up from camel, doing so slowly to protect all of the parts that are working hard, and then exhale, sit back onto your heels. Good. So we're going to come into Gomukhasana, cow face pose. So to do so, we're going to come back up onto our knees, and you're going to bring your left knee behind your right knee. I'm going to do this facing the camera. So your left knee is firmly tucked behind your right, and then you're going to slowly sit back between your heels. Nice. Beautiful handstand, Braden. Excellent transition. And now that your left knee is underneath your right knee, you're going to bring your right arm out and underneath your shoulder blade, coming up behind you. And then your left hand comes up above, coming into full Gomukhasana. This is a wonderful shoulder opener. So it's really hard for the hands to come together sometimes. That's okay. Sometimes it helps to have a strap, gives a little bit more reach, and helps to avoid compromising the shoulders. And then once you're here, maybe you forward fold a little bit just to get a little bit more activation in the hips. And then inhale, releasing the hands and unwinding. And then we're going to make our way to the second side. So I love my favorite transition. I'm actually going to do a different transition this time because I'm feeling kind of funky. But if you want to do my favorite transition, you just leave your heels on the earth and spin counterclockwise to come into the second side. I like also coming into a handstand. Just because I'm feeling a little jealous watching Braden do all these amazing, beautiful handstands. And then sitting back between the heels. This time your left knee is above your right knee. So we're going to bring the left arm back and down underneath, and the right arm up and over. How do you look good in a pose called cow face pose? Easy. You don't. This is yoga. And then maybe you exhale, forward fold a little bit. And then as you inhale, coming up from a forward fold if you're in it, releasing your hands slowly, carefully unwinding. And then we're going to bring the left foot forward. So we're going to make our way into log pose. So log pose, you want your right leg on the ground, shin parallel to the mat, and then you're going to bring your left leg on top. So the left ankle is on the right knee, almost like you're stacking fire logs. If this is uncomfortable or hard on your knees, you can do a number of things here. You can put a block under this knee, or you can just not do this pose. Maybe you can come into a reclined figure 4. That's totally okay. Remember to activate the outside edge of that left foot to protect the knee, and then maybe you exhale and come forward into a forward fold. Or rock back into a reclined figure 4, which gets you the same stretch and activation, just does so in a slightly different way. Now we've been here for a couple of breaths, maybe settle a little deeper. Good. And then inhale, coming out of a forward fold and transitioning to the second side. Uncrossing your legs, and bringing your left foot onto the ground and stacking the right leg on top of it. For fire log pose on the second side. And then maybe you exhale as you forward fold over the legs. We'll be here for a few moments. So just settle into this pose, this hip opener. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, straighten your legs in front of you. We're just come into a seated forward fold. So we're going to start in staff pose. Staff pose, legs straight, heels on the earth. And then as we exhale, maybe trying to keep a flat back here as we forward fold. And notice that if you bend the knees, you get more of a lower back stretch. If you straighten the knees, you get a hamstring stretch. And if you're like me and you have a beer belly, you can always open your legs a little and let the belly hang in between. And there's something to be said about yoga making space for all bodies. And, well, if you like beer, there's still a place for you in yoga. Isn't that convenient? As you inhale, coming up to a flat back. And exhale, slowly, slowly unravel your spine onto the earth, coming into a reclined position. Flat back on the earth, hands open to the sky. And then as you inhale, we're going to bring the left foot up to give your left knee a hug. And then as you exhale, we're going to take a twist, left knee coming over to the right side body. But you can lower the knee a little bit beforehand so that you create a little bit of space. Maybe you open your left hand to the side, to a T shape as you look over your left shoulder. And breathing into the twist. Good. Inhale brings that left knee up to center. And exhale, lay it flat. Inhale brings the right knee up. Give that right leg a hug before eventually bringing it over, crossing the right knee over to the left side body as you open up to a twist on the second side. And then as you inhale, bring that right knee back. And exhale, lay it long. Inhale brings your heels to the earth, feet to the earth. And just bring your feet to the outside edge of your mat as you knock your knees together, noticing how this is a counter stretch of sorts for some of the poses that we did today. Good, and then maybe unknock your knees, and we're going to come into happy baby. So bringing your knees up and then reaching through the window of your legs to grab the outside edge of your feet. And then try to come to a flat back position here. Notice that It's tempting for that bum to come off the earth, but we really want to keep that back flat, that lower back flat on the earth, and use the connective energy between the hands and your feet to do so. And then as you inhale, release your legs. And we're going to bring your feet to the sky as though you were standing on the sky. Hands open in Tadasana. And then as you exhale, slowly, slowly unroll your legs to the earth. Once you're here, squeeze every muscle in your body, activating everything and holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Release completely into Shavasana. Let go of your breath. Let go of your intention. Let go of any sensation in your body. Let go of any control you have over your breath. Let your body breathe naturally. And release into a 3-minute Shavasana. And just like we let go moments ago, slowly, slowly come back into this world, into this space, and bring something divine with you. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, anchoring through the wrists and the ankles, providing stability and support through your elbows and your knees, and bringing everything together, integrating the body together through your shoulders, your neck, and your hips. Gently roll to one side, maybe using your arm as a pillow as you come out of this luxurious corpse pose into a pose of rebirth. And then using your arm strength at your own pace, maybe coming into a seated position, eyes closed, hands in prayer. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It means a lot to see you all every day. It means a lot more to practice with you twice. I hope you have a lovely, wonderful, it is Monday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste.